do. Dun, dun, dun. I think I want to lift it up a little higher. Mm. It's a very rainy day here. We are entering the season of madness. Everyone goes a little cuckoo. All right, I see that it's working. We're going to get into it because we are here. Welcome. Hmm. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Let's bring ourselves into a nice, comfortable, and tall seat. Crossing the legs, sitting on the shins, whatever you prefer. And we will come up tall through the crown of the head. Begin to gently close the eyes, or you could have the eyes about 1/10 open and just stare down just past the tip of your nose. Let's rock the pelvis very gently forward and back. Not creating too much movement in the upper spine, but just feeling this very gentle sway as you bring your body weight towards the back of the sits bones. Settle in, feel that sense of connection, rooting the sits bones down into the earth. Moving the tailbone slightly forward towards the heels of your feet. Feel the low belly naturally engage here, like the energy is drawing in and lifting upwards as you begin to lengthen through your spine, opening through your heart, drawing the shoulders onto the back body, away from the ears. Lifting taller now through the crown, tucking the chin slightly, softening the muscles of the face, letting go of any expression here. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And taking the hands together at the heart center in prayer mudra. Coming together with the sound of Om one time. Inhale. Om. Inhale. And exhale, gently bowing your head towards your hands and towards your heart. Releasing the hands down to the lap and coming up tall through the crown of the head. I'm actually going to come to the camera and just check the settings really quick because we are beginning the journey into the rainy season here, which means there's quite a bit of rain hitting the roof. And we just want to make sure, we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure if this will make a difference or if it was already canceling the noise. Let's see. Okay. All right, my loves. Well, I pray that you are doing really, really well out there in the world. Again, if you live here on the island, you know that there is quite a saga going on with, let's just say, a lot of restructuring, a lot of fires burning out of control, becoming maybe a bit more controlled, maybe even too controlled. Let's see. I think the challenge right now, as always, and probably anywhere across the planet, is how to stay in our center, how to objectively observe situations that are unfolding, whether it is within our community directly in front of us, or if it is something that is much farther away, observing where information comes from. And what I've noticed as the twists and turns of the island saga continue is that a lot of times there is like one seed of truth, and there is a lot of emotional assumptions mixed in with that. And because there is that one little piece of truth, we are either convinced that all of this is true, or we're being convinced. People are trying to convince us because they believe it to be true. But a lot of it is just assumption. A lot of it is just twisting and turning things so that your mind will twist and turn. And this is not really what we want as a yogic practitioner. As a yogic practitioner, I want to be not polarized, right or wrong, right or left, but to be sovereign in my center. And a lot of people, right, activism, agendas, politics, they want to try to push you, right? And they use a lot of words and campaigns so that if you don't say the thing that they want you to say, then you are doing the bad thing or the wrong thing. So it's very twisty and turny. And my take is a yogic peacekeeping take, right? Which is being in a room that is very difficult to sit in, not just being in the room where everyone is doing the thing that you want them to be doing, because that's just not how the world works. There are too many people, too many minds, too many voices, too many pockets. So, how can we come together and create a solution? And you can see it playing out on the island right now, because instead of people coming together and create a solution, they've just kind of lit some fires that are, in a certain sense, burning down the village that we live in to make a change. And, the change will come, we'll move on, let's see what happens. But it's very destructive. And as a yogic practitioner, we are working on constructive, creative solutions. This is not a passive practice. Yoga and meditation are not passive, they're very, very active and activating. So, welcome, welcome. If you want to say hello in the chat, please feel free. Let's move the spine. Yeah, let's come onto hands and knees. Take a couple rounds of the cat cow. I'm going to use blocks always. Make my arms a little bit longer. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Let's inhale, arch the spine, lift the chin, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhaling, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round. Continue. Finding your breath, connection of your breath and movement, and bringing the mind into the body. Let's take an inhale, lengthen the spine, tuck the toes. Let's make our way into our downward facing dog, lengthening back, pedaling through, getting that deep morning stretch for a lot of us into the legs, into the arms. Let's breathe in. Let's breathe out. And take it to a plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose, breathing out, leaning back, hips to the heels, forehead can come to the earth. I'm going to keep my hands on my blocks and just inch the fingers forward, creating a little more of a stretch around the sides of the body, consciously drawing the shoulders away from the ears very gently, creating some space here. Let's breathe. One more inhale and exhale. Hands and knees, breathing in. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Exhale, coming back. Let's flow. Plank pose, breathing in. Lift the navel. Feel your strength. Child's pose, bowing, softening. Hands and knees, inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Plank pose, breathe in. Child's pose, breathing out. Inhaling, hands and knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog on the exhale. Let's take the right leg up and back, big breath in. Step the foot to the outside of the right hand. We'll go into that widened step. And you can see I just kind of kicked my left heel back. My heart is forward. I'm just entering into the shape, just beginning to find the shape here. We're going to bring that back knee down to the ground. I'm going to keep my chest lifted and allow that left leg to just get as heavy as it can get. And I'm going to breathe. If you need to, you can even take your blocks and lift a little bit higher through the heart. And this will actually increase this bit of stretch here in the hip flexor or front of the thigh, front of the leg. Lift the heart. Let's breathe. Always when we enter into the poses, the asanas, there's quite a bit of energy that can bubble to the surface, especially in the beginning of the practice. Apply the breath, calm the mind. Try to stay in the place that is uncomfortable, but not harmful. Let's give ourselves another inhale. As we exhale, we're going to take a wide Hanuman. So I'm straightening the front leg. My arms are on the inside of the leg, and I'm curling up my right toes. And I'm kind of drawing my right sits bone back and almost tucking the tail slightly forward, right? And the tuck is very, very gentle. We can lift the chest a bit more. We can even raise our blocks if we need to, if we're feeling really cramped and uncomfortable. Lift the chest, inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhaling to fold. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Slowly bend into the front knee, coming back into that wide lunge. Readjust your blocks if you have them. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, take an inhale. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, let's step it back. Plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose, breathing out. We're still in that new moon energy. Let's keep it nice and gentle. Inhale, hands and knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Lift that left leg up and back. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of the left hand and just take a moment here to make those first adjustments, to center ourselves in the navel, lift from the pelvic floor. Let there be an energy, an activation through the midline, through the legs, through the heart, through the gaze. Breathe in. Exhale, release your right knee down, untuck the toes, and take your option if you feel you want to lift the bricks. And I'm noticing that my left knee is kind of caving in, so I want to walk my foot just a little closer on this side and make sure that my knee is over the ankle and it's moving in the same direction as the toes. Lengthen the arms, lift the chest, try to drop that right leg a bit more. And let's breathe. Find an inhale. Wide half Hanuman. We're going to straighten the front leg, lift through the toes. Maybe we're walking our bricks back in space. We're lifting the chest on the inhale. Exhale, fold any amount. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Coming forward into that wide lunge, make the adjustment with your bricks. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Plank pose on the inhale. Child's pose on the exhale. Let's just take a moment here. Readjusting the breath. Observing the mind. If there are any resistances physically or emotionally through the mind, through the body, and just observing what is showing up. Take another inhale and an exhale. Come up to hands and knees on your breath in, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. As you breathe out, we'll press it back. Take the right leg up and back, inhaling. Step the foot to the outside of your right hand as you exhale. Maybe you shift your bricks a little bit taller here or come onto your fingertips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, straighten the front leg. You're on the inside of the leg. Bend into your front knee. Tap your back knee to the ground. We're in that first shape. I'm going to keep my back toes tucked. Lift the heart. Inhale. Exhale, straighten through the leg and fold. Inhaling, bend into the front knee, tap the back knee, lift the chest, breathing in. Exhale, straighten the front leg and fold. Let's do it one more time. Big breath in, big movement. Open the hips, lift the chest. Straighten through the legs and fold. Bend into the front knee, readjust your blocks, take an inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. Now you can take your own vinyasa if you want something stronger. Plank pose, breathing in. You're welcome to come through chaturanga. I'm going to keep it to child's pose today. Inhaling, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Let's take that left leg up. Inhale. Step it to the outside of your left hand, that widen step. Adjust the blocks. Breathe in. Straighten through the leg, folding any amount. Bend into the front knee, tap the back knee, let the hips fall, the chest lifting. Straightening through both legs and fold. We're going to do it 2 more times. Bending into the front knee, tap the back knee, lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, straighten through the legs and fold. And one more time, big breath in. And a big breath out. Bending into that front knee. Adjust the blocks, take an inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. If you want the vinyasa, plank pose, breathing in. Chaturanga or child's pose as you exhale. Upward dog or hands and knees as you inhale. Downward facing dog, breathing out. Let's take a breath in and a deep breath out. Right leg lifting up, inhale. Step the foot to the outside of that right hand. Let's keep the back knee lifted and reach the right arm up to the sky, finding a twist now. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's slowly bring that left knee down to the ground, and let's see if we can reach for the back foot and take hold. And this is where you might want a brick under your left hand. Drop into the breath. Let's do 3 more. Then 2. And 1. Release the back knee. Take your right hand under your shoulder. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. If you want it, flow. Plank pose. Chaturanga or child's pose. Hands and knees or cobra, upward dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe in, and breathe out. Left leg lifting up, inhale. Exhale, step the foot wide. And we're going to keep the back knee lifted and take that left arm up to the sky. So we're coming into this twist. I'm reaching a bit through the back leg, trying to keep that left knee over the left ankle and spin the chest. Give it an inhale. As you exhale, slowly bring your back knee down to the ground. If you need to pad it, you can always put a pillow there, a blanket. Bend into the knee and the leg. Grab hold of the foot and then try to soften your hips a bit forward. Close the eyes and breathe. Stay for 3. Heart is lifting for 2. Go a little deeper into that right upper thigh for 1. Let it go. Take your left hand down, tuck the back toes, lift up your back knee. Inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. Take it to your plank pose. Let's all come into a child's pose. You can widen the knees. You can rest your elbows to the ground if you want. I'm going to keep mine draping on these bricks right now. This feels really nice for my shoulders, for all of the energy channels in the arms and the heart. Just notice how you feel. Always coming back to the bird's eye view of where the practice is bringing me. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's come up to hands and knees. Let's take it back to downward facing dog. We're going to bring the right shin forward for pigeon. So I'm just going to step it forward today. Bring the right knee behind that right wrist. I'm going to walk my left leg back in space. And if I feel, right, like I'm dripping over to that right side, I'm going to take a little bit of padding there so I have some support if I feel that that's helpful. We're going to lift through the heart. And physically, energetically, like we're trying to take this left side of the body and shoot it forward. And you might even raise your bricks here, right? And use that as leverage to get a little bit taller through the heart. In traditional Hatha, right, we're here. So there's a lot of energy moving up, even though we want to just fold forward. We'll get there. Let's breathe. Actively bringing the energy into the heart. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. Give it one more inhale. Take it to the forward fold as you exhale. We will have the option to come back up and do a more advanced posture. So take a moment if you want to use any type of padding. If you're not sure, ask me about it in a comment and I will make sure to include the steps, the different options. I never know who is practicing, what level you are, where you're coming from. I'd love to know. Just take a moment to pause here. See if you can go a little bit deeper with your inhale and a little bit slower with your exhale. You can either stay here or start to walk your hands in and come up. I'm going to take one brick under my right hand so I have a little bit of stability and leverage here. And I will reach back and bend this leg, and we're just working it out, right? If we want to get better, I want to get better at this posture, so I need to practice it, right? And then be present for the evolution. Try to wrap that left side like you're aiming it forward.
Lift at the pelvic floor, lift at the navel, press your right leg gently down. You can take Gyan Mudra with the index finger and thumb and bring the energy up now, like a little spiral of Kundalini from the base of the spine. Moment of devotion. Inhale and exhale slowly. Release the leg, release your hands. If you're forward, go ahead and come up and join us. And we're just going to lift up, and I'm just kind of rolling onto my right seat. And I'm going to pull that padding out. My left leg is now long, and my right heel is now in. I can make a little adjustment. So my sits bones are to the ground. Let's take a side bend. We can bring the left hand down and take that right arm up and over and just kind of play with gravity here. Keep the chest moving to the sky. I'm leaning a little bit back in space. Let's flex the left toes. Give it another breath in. And the breath out. Use your belly and lift yourself back up through center. Roll the shoulders, give a little bit of a shake, and we'll take it back to our downward facing dog. So we can come to all fours and take it up and back. Find your breath. Bring that left shin forward, the left knee behind that left wrist. Walk the right leg back. Take any padding if you need it here. And let's take a moment to, again, bring that energy up into the heart. Maybe even close the eyes. Feel this sense of steadiness. Inhale. Exhale, take it forward, finding your way into your forward pigeon. And of course, we'll have the opportunity to take the variant. Give yourself a moment to just fall towards the earth here and try to let go of any gripping, let go of any holding. Give the body the opportunity to release its tension. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hips. Relax that left leg. You can stay here or join me. Come up slowly, walk the hands in. Maybe take a brick for a little more leverage and support. Reaching the right arm back, bending into that right knee. It's a little bit of a turn to grab hold of the foot. And then we're bringing the energy back in front of us, right? Wrapping the right side body forward. You can play with the depth of bending into the knee, lifting through the heart, Taking the arm up, feeling all of that graciousness coming through the heart, the third eye, the upper chakras. Bring the energy up. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Okay, we're going to release the leg and we're now rolling onto the seat. So I'm not facing you in this moment. My right leg is long and my left heel is in. Flex the toes, take the right hand down. This could be where you are, left arm lifting up, feeling a little stretch, feeling a little more. Finding your edge or even just where the body starts to wake up. Adjust your neck if you need to. Slowly lift up and use your navel to pick you up nice and strong. Beautiful. Let's take the left leg long. Let's bring ourselves, so we're sitting on the mat here. Let's go ahead and take ourselves down. Nice and easy. Let's bring the knees to touch, come into a more constructive rest. I always like to cactus my arms. You could bring your hands onto the body. The knees are touching, the feet are a bit wide. So my inner thighs are very soft now, and my belly is pretty soft. You can tuck the chin so the neck is long, and just take a moment here, maybe closing the eyes and just allowing your back body to connect with the earth. Feel the body gently releasing its grip. Taking the knees in, give a little hug here. Let's come into a twist. We can shift the hips a little to the right. Bring the shins over to the left. Feel free to add a little padding between the legs. Make it sweet. Right arm to the right. I'm going to cactus my arm, bending at the elbow. Gaze gently towards the right, close the eyes, and just enjoy the twist. Slowly release. Shift it to the other side, shift the hips. Bring the thighs in, drop the shins gently to the right. Open the left arm to the left. Find the spiral.
Slowly let it go. Bringing the legs in. Little squeeze of the knees. And we'll release into Shavasana. I'm going to use two props today. One bolster underneath the backs of the knees. So I feel a little elevation, a little sweetness around my hips. I'm going to take a blanket, not because I'm cold, but just to bring a little bit of weight around my hips and my navel, just to help me relax a bit more, like a weighted blanket. Close the eyes and let it go. Breathing in and breathing out. Take your time. Move through your fingers and your toes, your ankles and wrists, elbows and knees, hips and shoulders. Stretch the arms. Maybe sway your head very slowly, right to left. Soft, gentle movement through the whole body. Bring the feet to the floor or your bolster and just roll on over to one side. Thank yourself for showing up to your practice today. Thank your body for the health that you have, your vitality. Bringing ourselves into a tall seat. See how we did on time. Okay, not bad. Still learning with the live stream of things. Take a seat, your yogic seat. Let's take a moment here, dropping in, and feel what you feel connected to, maybe a little less polarized in your body, a little less polarized in the mind, maybe a little more removed. removed from any chaos, agents of chaos, media, politics, activism, coming deep into the heart of humanity. Remembering our own sacred heart, the love we feel, the pain we feel. Drop into gratitude. That which you are truly grateful for. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. We'll close with the sound of Om. The sound might not come through as clearly today because of my microphone settings, but please Om or bless the space around you in the way that you feel comfortable to do. Breathing in. And bowing to each other, namaskar, namaste, satnam, shanti, shalom, pash, peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to leave any type of comment to give me a clue of how you are feeling, how the practices are going for you, if you have any requests, maybe where you're tuning in from and what time of the day it is when you're watching these, that would just be very helpful. And I would appreciate it. And, I saw something online about, a yoga teacher, why she doesn't end the class with a namaste or, anything. And my teacher recommends to begin with peace and to end with peace. And that's all we are trying to do through that gesture, is to incite a vibration of peace. And there's nothing wrong with peace. So I just wanted to sprinkle that in there in case there are any questions around that invocation of peace from me to you, peace for all. So thank you again. Have a beautiful day. If you're here on the island, say hello and enjoy the rain as best you can.